Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be tying a marabou jig, but not just any kind of marabou jig. We are going to be tying a dubbing loop marabou jig. So stick around and let's get to tying. All right, so before we get started here, just have a classic 1/4 ounce ball head with black flat wax 210 thread, and we're just going to tie in some clumps of marabou first, just for our tail. And I should say that when I say we're going to be tying a dubbing loop marabou jig, well, it should be maybe more aptly, I should say, we're going to be attempting to tie a dubbing loop marabou jig, because I've literally never tied this before. This is on camera. It's going to be the first time we're going to try this to see if it works. You know, there's a lot of videos out there on marabou jigs, typically ones that show either, you know, people just tying in, like doing a direct tie-in or whatever it's called, or a straight tie-in, or doing the palmering / wrapping style. Out of those two, by the way, I much prefer the palmering. I think you get a much better coverage around the shank of the hook, and I think it just looks better than just sort of the tying in. I think it can look a little sloppy, but I figured, why not try doing a dubbing loop with some marabou? I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I don't know, maybe there are people that do it, or maybe there's a reason people don't do it, but we'll find out. So here we go. So yeah, just got a little bit of clumps of marabou in here just for the tail, just for, you know, something to be there sort of thing. And yeah, we're gonna make our loop here. And then I'm gonna come back on the thread here and do a few twists to make sure that the loop is in there properly. And then I'll advance my thread up a bit. And then we're just gonna get some, so I'm gonna try to do this. I'm just gonna take a full feather here that has a pretty thick, pretty rigid stem all the way through. So what the plan here is just to stick half of the feather in there and make sure that all the fronds are, or as best as possible anyway, are in there. And then just going to kind of snip it off right by the stem on that side, and then I'll do the same for the other side. I don't know if this will work, but hey, you don't know unless you try. So this is what we're going to do. And I'm trying to snip as close to the stem as I can. All right, so yeah, that seemed to work okay. We got feather in there at least. Interesting. And let's just see if we can do the other side here, or if that will mess it all up. I don't know. Hopefully it won't. All right. More or less got the other side in there. And I'm holding my dubbing tool here too to keep the line tight. And then I'm just gonna go along the base of the stem here and snip what I can, and hopefully it stays in the loop. All right, so it looks like something. All right, we're gonna give that a go. We're gonna give that a spin. I mean, yeah, maybe there's a reason why we don't see people doing dubbing loop marabou. But I don't know. It might look cool. All right, why not? Why not try something different, guys? This is part of the fun of jig tying for me, is just doing something a little outside the ordinary. And yeah, will it catch more fish? Probably not, but it'll be a different look at least. But yeah, I mean, it stayed in the dubbing, it stayed in the loop pretty well, so that's a positive thing. And then I may go over it later with my dubbing brush a bit too, just to pick some of this stuff out a bit more. But I should probably advance my thread up the, there we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It looks fine. It will work. But whether or not it's needed, or, you know, does this replace a palmered Marabou jig or a direct tie-in Marabou jig or anything like that? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. Get that. But yeah, it's just kind of a bit of something different. And I'm just going to tie that off now. And we'll give this a snip. And we'll make another dubbing loop here to finish off the collar. And then, yeah, we'll see what it looks like in the water. I mean, I suppose if you wanted, one thing you could do with this, if you're doing multiple colors for Marabou, so sometimes when I've wrapped Marabou, right, you either twist them together and wrap, or just kind of do side by side and wrap. But the dubbing loop may be nice for introducing sort of a mix of colors and and you might get more of a blend that way. I don't know, but yeah, we'll do another loop here and put some more in. But yeah, I just thought I would experiment, and if you've watched any of my videos prior to this, you'll know that I'm a sucker for a dubbing loop, so couldn't help myself. I had to try it. All right. Just get my tool there. Yeah, I'm just doing the same thing, just sticking the feather sort of vertically into the dubbing loop, and then just cutting it right along the stem, and that seemed to work actually pretty good to my surprise. Yeah. Let's see here, what's going on? It is a bit tricky, but yeah, but it's I think it'll work. And I'll just, yeah, continue to snip along here. And I'll move those up. And now I'll do the other side just like last time. But again, yeah, does this solve any issues, or I don't know. Probably not. But just another way of doing something, right? But yeah, like I said, it might be interesting to do with multiple colors if you're wanting that look for some reason. And then we'll just wrap these back. And I could have even, you know, mixed in here as well, like some other dubbing material, right? Like something with a bit of flash or sparkle or that type of thing as well. Which would then integrate that into the feathers, which would be pretty cool. So that would be another use for it. I didn't think about that ahead of time, but perhaps if I try this again, that's definitely something I would do, is integrate some of that flash right into there. Oh, got some of that white in there. Oh well. Yeah, this is more just to show what it might look like anyway. Perhaps black wasn't the best color either for as far as being able to see. But nonetheless, yeah, and I'm just going to tie that off. But it does give perhaps a bit of a buggier sort of a look. I actually kind of liked tying it, and I do like the look of it. But like I said, is it necessary? Will it change the world of Marabou jigs? I don't think so. But it's definitely a cool little way of doing it. And again, you get good full coverage around the whole shank of the hook, which is obviously important. And yeah, so next time I think I would try to incorporate a little bit of flash into here, and I do have like some purple flash and that type of thing that I could have incorporated, which would have been ideal, really. Too bad I didn't think about that sooner. But anyways, I'm just going to whip finish this and maybe brush some of this out a bit. But yeah, I mean, it pretty much looks like a Marabou jig. All right, so I decided to drop the Marabou jig in the tank anyways, just to see. And it does kind of have a bit of a different, I don't know if it shows up too much on the video here, but like, it's kind of nice with the dubbing actually that it kind of has that separation from the tail, and it is a bit more distinct that way. And I think, you know, the hair just flows really, really nice. Yeah, you can really see it moving very subtly, but it's there for sure. Lots of good action. Yeah, anyway, just wanted to show that. So thanks again, folks. Really appreciate all the views, the subscribers, and everything like that. I hope everyone is doing well, and we will catch you next time. Take care, folks.